Hi, everyone, and welcome to Proline. Direct from Las Vegas, I'm Dave Kochen, joined by Jim Feist. We're going to be breaking down some baseball and NBA action, plus providing some wagering strategies. We're doing this every week, and people can subscribe. Jim, we've set it up so they can subscribe for free and get all kinds of free stuff as well.
Absolutely, Dave. It's a great offer. Go to ProlineTV.com, click on the subscribe button. You'll get notifications on new videos, plus you'll be sent a code to get 7 days of my service for free. That's right, 7 days for free. That's ProlineTV.com.
Now, of course, I think it's fair for us to both be plugging a little bit here. We've both been doing pretty well. In the NBA, I don't play a lot of NBA playoff games, but I'm on a 9-2 NBA run since the playoffs started. Got lucky on Monday. I had Miami minus the points. Obviously should not have won that game, but the rules say that I have to count it as a win, so I will. You can get 7 days of my plays right now for $7 starting tonight. 7 full days of baseball, plus the NBA playoffs, plus if I have anything in the NHL, that's included as well. All for $1 a day at 1-855-472-2577. How about you, Jim?
Well, I had the same side, Dave. I got lucky with Miami, but I got unlucky with the other side of Golden State when Curry just was unbelievable. I'm on a 13-6 run in the NBA, 6-1 with my high roller platinums. For Wednesday, I have a baseball mismatch game of the year. It's $99 online at jimfeist.com. However, you can get it for just $10 by calling my offices at 1-866-546-9467.
Now, we know what people are actually tuning in for, and that's to hear us talk about the games. So let's get started with one on the West Coast tonight. Mets and Dodgers continuing their series. This is a terrific matchup tonight. Kenta Maeda on the mound for the Dodgers. Noah Syndergaard, he's in the conversation for best pitcher in the game right now. He'll be on the mound for the Mets. Dodgers pull one out last night. They had ample opportunities to blow up Jacob deGrom. Couldn't do it. He kind of just gutted his way through several innings. But the Dodgers got a walk-off in the bottom of the ninth and a much-needed win for a team that is not playing good baseball right now.
Not playing good baseball at all. And, you know, Syndergaard is considered now the best pitcher the Mets have. Now, you'd look at these totals on these games, and you'd say, oh, boy, that's going to be a low-scoring game. But the totals have been set so low that they actually have been going over. Syndergaard's a great pitcher. Maeda is unbelievable. 1.66 ERA. Not everybody looks at ERAs anymore. That's old handicapping. But you know what? It still works. The new metrics work, too. You got to combine them all. But this is going to be a very good game, and I do think it's going to be low scoring.
I think that has a real good chance to be the case. I like the Mets a little bit in this game, and I'll give you a few reasons why. First of all, if you look at Maeda, this is going to sound worse than it is, but he hasn't been as good as those numbers show. He's gotten really lucky on batting average and balls in play. And his last couple of starts have been shaky. He had walk problems in his last start. Got very fortunate. In that game, there's a stat called BABIP, BABIP. It's a batting average on balls in play. 0.36 in the last game. You got to be getting really lucky when there are that many balls hit at people. The game prior to that, Maeda got knocked around a little bit. Remember, it's the first time around for him. Not really a book by a lot of the hitters on Maeda at this point, but I think they're starting to get better scouting reports on him, and I think you're going to see his numbers start to maybe decline a little bit. I really like Syndergaard. Thor, you said it, they've got some great young pitchers on their staff, but he's the best of the lot. This is a guy who could win Cy Youngs down the road, and I think he's a little bit cheap here, to tell you the truth. Jim, one other note in the game, the Mets were at least, outside of Bastardo, who worked for the third straight game last night, and he won't be available. The rest of the key guys in the Mets bullpen got a needed night off last night. That gives them a late inning edge here because the Dodgers, Jensen's a terrific closer, but they're bridge guys. From the starting pitcher to the closer, not good at all. Hatcher, Baez, these are below average guys. I think you got an edge with the Mets in the late innings here. I like Syndergaard as well. So to me, minus 110 on the Mets, not a bad play.
I can't disagree with you, Dave. I mean, when you look at the matchup, but we still don't know that much about Maeda. He is new to the game here, and the Mets are not used to seeing him, and that's an advantage when a guy hasn't been seen that much.
No doubt.
Now, this is also the 7th straight road game out west for the Mets. That means living in hotel rooms, eating the wrong kind of food, not in your staying in your own beds, maybe a couple strip clubs here or there. Who knows where that goes from? That does happen, by the way.
No.
Yes, it does.
No idea.
But it's not a good situation when you're playing that many games at 3,000 miles from home. Yeah, Syndergaard's the better, more established pitcher. However, I'm not really going to go out on a limb on this. I would probably just stay with the under that I like.
All right, now the hero last night for the Dodgers was Trayce Thompson. Another member of the Thompson family will be on the court tonight looking to help his team close out a series. The Warriors playing host to the Portland Trail Blazers. Big number in this game. It opened, I think, 12 and a half. It's going to 13 in most places. And the first thing that comes to mind here, Jim, is what's going to be left in the mental tank for Portland after a really demoralizing
Not
Game
much,
4
Dave.
loss?
Not much at all. You know, Curry came in off the bench. He was a little rusty. I think he was 1 out of his first 13 shots, but that overtime was ridiculous.
Oh.
5 minutes, 17 points, set a record. The kid's from outer space. There's no question. He's not part of the human race. He's somewhere else. Portland's played well, but their guards, their shooting percentage in the last game, even though they were right there and went into overtime with them, they were not that good. They're really wearing out their guards. They have no help down low, not that much help down low, and that's where this team is missing. They need some help down. They did lose Aldridge last year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big loss. They haven't made up for it. But Stotts has done a good job coaching this team and have gotten this far. But they probably wouldn't have got this far if the Clippers didn't have those big injuries in their playoff series.
Oh, no question about it.
So we have a team here. You got the best team in basketball as of last year, and looking at their record this year, you can't take it away from them yet. But I'm going to go with this team. I think the favorite's going to cover this game, and it's probably going to go over the total.
Yeah, look, for me, if Portland gets off to a bad start in this game, I think they're going to get killed. Because we do see this in elimination games. It doesn't matter what the sport is. It just happens. Once a team realizes that it's over and there's no practice the next day and they're putting away the equipment until next season, there's a tendency to wave the white flag. It's not an intentional thing, but you can see it happening here. You look at Portland, and I think Portland can look at this series and say, boy, we ought to at least be tied 2 games apiece, or maybe even be ahead 3-1, because remember, go back to Game 2, they're up double digits, go to the fourth quarter and lost the game.
Absolutely.
And I think knowing that they let those opportunities get away, and now they have to beat a team that just broke the record for the most wins.
You got to beat this team 3 in a row.
It's really a tough mental hurdle. So for me, I think Portland has to stay in this game early, or they've got no chance to stay in at all. And let's face it, the Warriors have killer instinct, and they don't want to have to go back to Portland. I got a feeling this could be a bloodletting.
Well, I checked with my travel agent, which happens to be the Blazers travel agent this morning, and they've all booked flights out tomorrow to Cancun. So I think they're probably mentally drained, and they're ready for vacation.
I hope so, because I did lay the points in this game, and I really don't want it to be close. Now, we get asked all the time, if I've got a question to ask any of you longtime pros, how do I go about doing so? Well, why don't you give the answer to that?
Well, you go to Jim Feist, you go to Proline TV. I'm not used to the ProlineTV.com, haven't used that in a while. And be sure to hit the subscribe button. You subscribe, you're going to get a code sent to you for how you can get 7 days of free plays from my service on me, absolutely free. That's 7 days of free plays. Make sure you subscribe to that right now. And if you want to get free plays to your cell phone each and every day, just text GAME, G-A-M-E, to 25827. That's GAME to 25827.
Plus, you want to go to jimfeist.com for free stats, articles, videos, podcasts, plays from a lot of the best handicappers in the business. Stay tuned, because we've got a lot more to go. NBA analysis coming up from Jim and myself. Game 6 between the Spurs and Thunder, and I guess maybe the big question, is this possibly the final game for one of the best players in NBA history? That's coming up next.
Good job.